Welcome to It's Chrissy Rice, the podcast where no topic is off limits. From wellness and spirituality to relationships, real life, healing, intuition, and all of the beautifully messy moments in between. I'll bring you honest conversations with heart, humor, and curiosity. Whether I'm sharing personal experiences or interviewing inspiring guests, I'll be diving into questions that we're all secretly asking, and you'll find authenticity, insight, and connection here. Pull up a chair, grab your favorite drink, and join the conversation, because nothing is too taboo when it's time to talk. Welcome to episode 12. We are on episode 12, and I was thinking about it this week. I was like, this is definitely something that you need to talk about on the podcast because I feel like other people are feeling it this week. And let's talk about it. And if you don't even know if you're feeling it this week, this might be why you're feeling it this week. So on last Sunday, we experienced, it was June 29th, 2026. So if you're listening to this ahead of time, you'll be able to kind of go back to that date, look at your calendar, look at your journal, look at your anything you can, your text messages, your emails. What were you doing around that date? What was happening in your life around that date? So I do want to give you the date, June 29th, 2026. We had a full moon in Capricorn and Mercury went retrograde all in one day. Now, full moons, we have them once a month. June, we had two. Very rare to have two this year. And some full moons come and they don't really affect me that much. They come and go. This full moon, however, you would have thought it was eclipse season. This full moon was so front and center, and then we gotta mix it up and not just make it a regular full moon. We're gonna go Mercury Retrograde, so everything gets confusing at the same time. So if you don't know what full moons are, it's a time of intense energy within the universe, okay? It's a time of, a lot of people like to say full moons are the release of something. We need to let go of something that we've been holding on to, okay? It's great. Some people say it's a great time for manifestation, and some other people say the new moon's great for manifestation. Honestly, it's what you feel when these moon phases happen, okay? I felt that this Capricorn full moon was a full moon of release. I could feel it in my whole body. And to make things even better, Mercury was like, I'm going to go retrograde on that exact same day. So I'm going to make everything really confusing, very abrupt. We're going to need you to reassess everything and redo everything. So I had two things happen to me during this full moon week. I'm in Thursday now, so the full moon happened on Sunday. And literally every single day since that full moon, mostly happened on the actual full moon, but every single day since that full moon, progress has been made because I've been listening. And I had to make important changes and shifts in my personal life and my professional life. So not only was it happening in one part of my life, which is huge anyway, it was happening in two parts of my life, in two different aspects of my life. And I was like, all right, universe, I see you. I hear you. What are we doing? Why is this all happening at once? So do you ever get these inklings something has to shift, but you don't know what? You don't know how. And maybe you want to hold on to it and you're like, I don't want to shift because shifting feels yucky, because shifting feels new, and sometimes new feels scary, right? And sometimes you don't even know when you shift, if what's coming is what you really want, right? It usually is, but you don't know. And so since Sunday, I have had the push and the nudge and basically a shove straight into, Chrissy, there are two doors that are closing and we're going to open two new doors for you. But in order to open up those two new doors, Now, you're not allowed to peek. You're not allowed to see what's behind those doors, but there's something magical behind those doors, because every single time there is. Every single time when when one door closes, literally another one opens, and you think you're terrified because you're like, I don't know what's behind that door. And honestly, to this day, this Thursday that we're talking about right now, I don't know what's behind that door. But I know in my soul, and I feel in my soul, that it's good. And that it's where I'm headed. And that's where I need to be. So I had to close 2 doors on Sunday. On the actual full moon. It was intense. It was emotional. It was abrupt. It was exactly what I needed to do. But the universe had been talking and talking and talking to me for months now about it. Why are you still doing that? What are you doing? Why are you still doing that? Over and over again. You question it. You're like, this doesn't feel right. We're going to make it really not feel right on the full moon for you. Okay? So it really didn't feel right anymore on that full moon. And I was like, all right, today's the day. Today's the day that the energy needs to shift. Today's the day that I need to take control, because you're in control of this. The universe is making it real ugly for you. And they're basically saying, like, you have control, but we're going to make it real ugly for you so that you really do move on. You do step forward. You hold the key. I literally feel like I have 2 keys, and they open these 2 new doors. But my key isn't working yet, because I can't open these 2 doors until the other 2 doors behind me have closed. And like officially closed. So if they're still kind of open and there's a little bit of a draft of that door's energy still sneaking through, my key will still not work in those new doors. But I am like super excited to see like what the heck is on the other side of that door. Because I know it's an elevation. I know it's what's next. I know that the 2 doors that I had to close needed to end. And I did give myself a couple days to mourn that ending, those endings. And you should do that, because you should mourn and enjoy and appreciate what those two doors have taught you. 2 doors. I've got 2 right now. You should definitely spend some time reminiscing, definitely spend some time in feelings of gratitude for what those 2 doors have taught you, have shown you, have helped you grow. And so for the last 4 days since this full moon hit, I did that. I decided to make a transition on that full moon of these doors are closing, but it's going to take me some time to mourn the loss of these doors closing, because they were a journey. They did teach me something, and I'm grateful for them. But I also need to, my goal is to always get better and like quicker at understanding the universal signs of, don't go in that door. Why are you still in there? Hello, why don't you leave that door? Because that had been weighing on me, and basically someone had been knocking on that door, basically telling me to get out. You have to go over here. Go over here. This is better. But you ignore it because it's safe and because it's comfortable, because you don't know what is on that other side. And so I wanted to make this podcast episode because I feel a lot of us are kind of going through a possible, I don't want to say that everyone's going through these doors being closed and then opened. You might be, but there's these shifts happening. There's these energetic shifts happening this week that intensified on that full moon of June 29th, 2026. And I think that they're going to stay here until the end of July, which is when Mercury is over in retrograde. Because Mercury is like here to just stir the pot, mix everything up for you. And right now, when Mercury's in retrograde, what Mercury tells you to do is all the words that start with RE: rebalance, reassess, refresh, restore. That's what we need to be doing while Mercury's in retrograding. Still moving forward, But right now, I'm in the reassess period. I'm reevaluating everything, the decisions that I've made, and these 2 new doors, I think are going to open in the month of July. I will know when they open. I will know. And so you will know when your new doors open and when you're ready to walk through them. But you will also know when the universe is like, we're going to intensify the energies to like basically shove you out of this door that you don't belong in anymore. You don't belong in that room anymore. That room is moving on. You need to go to this new room over here where you're appreciated and you're admired and where you're thriving and where you are abundant. That's your next room. So this podcast episode might be a little shorter than my other ones, but I wanted to throw it out there because I felt like a lot of people were feeling the energies, maybe feeling a little crazy, like what is happening in the universe today or this week or this entire month of July 2026. Welcome to July, guys. It's like phase 796 of Jumanji, but it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. I promise there's going to be a lot of growth. Just do your due diligence of what Mercury is allowing you to do. Slow down, reassess, reevaluate, rebalance, restore. Just really pull it all back in. Pull it all back in. All that scattered energy that's been out there and all those doors, pull it all back into you. And then when you pull it all back into you, you're going to see the bigger picture. You're going to see the clearer doors. You're going to close some and you're going to open some. And go ahead and walk through those doors. Go walk through those brand new doors. And thank you so much for listening.